Good morning and welcome. You are with the Skeinz Diaries. Oh, I'm even slightly early. Shocker. It is Marie here. It is Monday, the 29th of April, and episode 321. And I know it feels like ages. It's been a couple of weeks. Sorry about that. But, that's what happens long weekends. And I had a clash with some meetings the other day. And, Anzac Day. A lot going on, really, isn't it? And then, of course, I was all ready to show you my Harding Road cow, which I worked on. And I just suddenly realised I left the bag with all of that in at home. So that wasn't very clever, was it? So that's okay. I left it all at home, but I will tell you all about that on Thursday. So that will be fine because by Thursday I'll have the pattern. Deline, I will have her two that she's just knitted. So I've got two, she's got two. Her and I have been bouncing ideas around how to structure the pattern better to make it easier for you guys to interpret. And believe me, it's not hard at all, but it's making sure that it's the easiest interpretation that we can. And yes, so hopefully I should be able to, fingers crossed, release that on Thursday for you. So that will be fun. So when I'm done here today, I'm going to work on that just to make life easier. Good morning, everybody. So that's the plan. The plan, Stan. So I finished those, and then of course I finished my baby knitting, and I've been umming and ahhing about the next project, about what to potentially cast on next. I sort of was looking at the new design, the Caitlin Hunter, because I'm quite keen to do something at Eros, and I was having a look at that, and then I was feeling a bit sort of, I'm not really feeling the love, and I don't know. So what do I do when I sort of lose my mojo like that? Well, I do what you always should do, and I grabbed my Scrappy blanket, my crochet Scrappy blanket, which I always have one on the go. It sits down by the chair. Haven't picked it up for ages, and I've done about that much all the way round on it. And considering one entire round now is nearly an entire 50-gram ball, it's getting to quite a size, but I'm quite determined to have this one as a pretty decent size. It's already sort of beyond throw size, but I'm quite keen to sort of get it, really good bed size. So I thought, I'll stuff it. I'll just do that. And I have to say, I don't know how whether you guys feel this way. There is something quite comforting about something like that. Like the mixing it up with a bit of crochet to begin with has just been really nice. Just to sort of, it's almost like a rocking horse, really. Just doing some simple, and it's all trebles, just nice and easy. Tickety tick, tickety tick. It's lovely. And I've been really enjoying that. So that's what I've been doing. And so, yeah. And of course, we've got the new pulse colours in. And then I found some, which I haven't added to it yet, but I've been cleaning up lots of scraps. The theme with this particular Scrappy blanket has been all the yarns need to be prints or like a pulse. So none of them are solid colours. They're all, do you know what I've just finished doing? The 3 colours that I've just finished doing were 3 kaleidoscopes. Do you remember those that we had several years ago? I had one Persephone, one I think Artemis, and one, I can't remember the 3 different colours. Persephone was definitely one of them. And yes, I've just done a ball each of those in there. And as I said, the pulse. So I'm definitely going to be adding some of the pulse, the malto. There's lots of sort of purples and berries and teals and stuff. So I'm definitely probably doing some malto. Strobe already features quite highly in there. I've got some, I've even got some white gum wool and wildflowers, which is quite bright, but I'm thinking I might finish off with that. I've got a few sort of old scrappy bits of that left over, and then actually some hanks of the same print, but that they'd done on another base. So honestly, I'm using up all sorts of weird and wonderful things in this blanket. When I say it's a Scrappy blanket, it is a Scrappy blanket. There's even some homespun in there earlier. It's got one sort of central panel, which is about that big, which was all one colour, but the rest of it is all over the show. So it's good. It's fun. And I am looking forward to, I'm actually just enjoying it. It's been a nice break, actually. But yes, it is really, really hard. Or Sue's saying she's knitting a blanket in the malto and it's an amazing mix of colours. Yeah, I'm loving the malto. So I'm thinking probably the Molto, and actually Margaret's doing the Dolce. I'm probably thinking those are the two that are most likely going to make their way into this blanket at this stage. I think. So because I forgot my knitting and left that at home, I can't show you anything, and I haven't really, as I said, decided what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to go back and dive back into comfort, and go back into something that I was, done before. Or I'm even, dare I say, and when I say comfort, I'm actually even potentially looking at doing I might do another ratio poncho. I wore that yesterday, one of my ponchos, and I suddenly realized, oh, this is such an easy thing to wear and such a great thing to knit. So, yeah, I'm at that stage of the game. I know it's not good. Anywho, that's okay because the team saved me. The team saved me today because both of them happen to have their knitting in. And Veronica is knitting. She is knitting. Oh, I better move her notes out of the way. She is knitting the Petite Knit Friday slipover. Which is that wonderful vest. It's very, very popular, and she is doing it in the Zodiac. So you probably saw the Zodiac come out. I did pop a note out about that last week. Everyone that has knitted with this loves it. Absolutely loves it. We love it. It's an incredible price. It's a merino tencel, and the tencel, and it's the best of both worlds, right? It's because you've got softness and you've got drape and you've got that lovely little bit of shine in there. We've got a fantastic everyday price on this, and we've got a series. It's 12 colors, all based on the signs of the zodiac. Every zodiac sign has an assigned color, and so we've tried to match those the best we can. And 10 of those we've done as monochromes, and then there's also, of course, black and white. So this is what it's looking like so far. Let me just flip this over. This is what it's looking like so far. Oopsie, knit it up. Doesn't that look amazing? This is Virgo, is the colour that V is doing. Isn't that incredible? Doesn't that look so good? It is. Oh, yeah, Patricia's saying agreed. Zodiac super duper. It is super duper. The two yarns that we've released this year, and I'm going to show you the other one in a second. I am so thrilled with them. Like, I'm beyond thrilled with them, both being Zodiac and Gaia. They are just wonderful, and that's the. You can see it's just a very soft monochrome. It's not too OTT, and in that beautiful textured stitch, it looks amazing. This is soft enough for the most sensitive of skins. So if you're wanting to use it for little people, you're not going to have any trouble at all. Right, the other one is our lovely Heather. So it was so funny. Literally before I came in here, she was pulling it out and showing Claire. And I went, oh, I'll have that, thanks. Because I saw straight away it was Gaia. Gaia is probably... I've been torn because I haven't knit an Eros yet, and I really want to do something in Eros. So I'm torn between doing a project in Eros and doing a project in Gaia, because I'm absolutely in love with Gaia. So I'm a bit about what to do. This, Heather is our resident crocheter. She doesn't knit, but she loves to crochet. This is what she is working on. It's called the Revival Cardigan from Make and Do Crew. So it's a real classic twist, a hoodie on a granny stitch motif, and she just literally banged this out over the weekend, as she does. So that, oh, spin it round, Marie. That's the back. Doesn't that look amazing? So she's used, I think, is it Amazon is the main color, the green. But I love that pop of colour with this. Oh, doesn't that look fantastic? Such a good pop of colour. They look amazing. It feels amazing. And it's because of that soft brush nature. She's really thrilled with the stitch. Look at the stitch definition on that, will you? And that crochet stitching. And that's even with a lightly brushed yarn. She's really, really happy with it. She said, as she said, she knocked this out over the weekend. It feels so good. It honestly feels so, so good. If you feel like feeling slightly masochistic, and you want to do shoji, which is what I'm wearing right now from Nora Gone, and oh, actually, I've just had a thought of what I could knit, and it's not this, but you know, this is a labor of love, shoji, because for my size, I had to knit over 2 meters of a big, long swathe of fabric. Now, I did mine double stranded in cozy and whisper fine, but you could do it single stranded in Gaia in this to get that beautiful, warm lushness. And I have to say, Gaia and a shoji, if you wanted to do one, would be absolutely amazing. I certainly would recommend that. So that's what the team have got on the needles. Yeah, and as I said, I'm still I think I am gonna I like the idea of going back to patterns that I have knitted before. It just, for some reason, I just find that really, really comforting, or I've thought, "Oh, yes, I'm gonna do that," and then I don't, and I've got a few patterns there that I purchased, and I've got some really amazing special yarns that I've got put aside, and I keep thinking to myself, "I need to do something with those." So I might do that. I think. I don't know. This is me. You know what I'm like. I'm a shocker for making these sorts of decisions. Anyway, that's what the team have got on the needles, which is incredible. Now, the other thing you may have noticed with socials that have been going out pretty full on over the last week or so has been Knit August Nights. I know, right? It's sort of that time of year again. It sort of sneaks up on me, and but the neat thing, I'm really looking forward to Knit August Nights this year. As we call it. No, I mean, other than the fact I get to see everybody, so it's great. It's like holding a party every year, which is wonderful. But also too, it's nice to have like I've got my solid core of tutors now, which is Ethan, Lisa Craig from Lisa F Designs, and the wonderful Libby from Truly Myrtle. And they are all doing a full suite of classes each, and the classes are brilliant. I mean, Ethan's back teaching this year. He couldn't wait to get back in front of you guys and teach some classes. So that is great news. And then I've also got some new classes this year. So I've got Annette Montgomery coming to teach us how to work with her incredible art yarns and textured yarns. So how to knit with those. And you saw that I worked with some of her yarn with my ratio poncho this time last year for Can. So I did poncho with that. But also too, you see those yarns, and even if you've got things at home like full on thick and thin yarns, or some, we have some weird and wonderful things here that crop up in our bin. Annette is great. She shows you ways that you can use those yarns to maximum effect, and how only one or two skeins of those yarns mixed with other yarns or doing with other things can actually take something from wah to wah. So I think that will be a great class. Also, too, Delene's doing a new class with us as well. And Delene is looking at those designs. If you've got like a really good classic example, and I'll just pull over because I've got a book sitting here. I mean, I've got a lot of these sorts of books, Jo Sharp books, and she's designed a lot of her designs, the more original ones, are sort of written in pieces, classic in pieces. What Delene will help you with is take some of the designs that you've had. If you want to whip something up quickly, and you look at it and you're used to doing top down as opposed to bottom up and in pieces, she will actually help work you through the simple conversions that you need to do to take existing patterns that you already have in your library and just change the technique that you're using. So you can still use the pattern, you can still use the volumes of yarn, you can still use the sizings and everything that you've got there, and put them in a technique that make them quick and easy to execute. Because why reinvent the wheel, right? Sometimes all you need to do is give things a little bit of a tune up and literally turn them from upside down to, from bottoms up to top down. So that's the class that she's going to do. And then Cheryl Lyle is back with her two classes from last year. One was Harry Flash Crochet, which she's got a crochet jacket, which you may have seen. It's a folded crochet jacket in this granny stitch style that it's literally the easiest way to create a jacket. It's sort of a very origami type construction. You can literally learn that in a class. You only need to know the most basic of crochet stitches. And to be fair, we've even got a link out when registering. You can actually get that mastered pretty quickly with a YouTube video. That was a huge hit last year. It's called Harry Flash Crochet, based on actually the crochet jacket that Harry Styles wore at Glastonbury a few years previous. So that is coming back, and also to her mending class. That was a smash hit last year, absolute smash hit. And it, if you don't know anything about Cheryl is the ultimate in slow crafting. She spins, she dyes, she knits, she crochets, she sews, and when I say sew, I mean hand sew. She does the most beautiful work. She's studied stitch work and embroidery and hand stitching right back to historical and Victorian times. She is just an absolute artisan, and this mending class is amazing because it's not just how do you put a patch on something or how do you done something, but it's how do you actually create mending so you can actually make a feature of it, and you're actually upcycling something that you may have. So if you've got whether it be a jumper or even a commercially bought item or something that you've knitted and it's got a whole thing disrepair, don't throw it out. She will show you how you can actually take that to the next level with her mending. And everybody raved about the class last year, to the point that the ones that missed out were like, can we do that class next year? And it's like, absolutely. So Cheryl is bringing that one back as well. Ethan, of course, is I've got him doing his tubular cast on and cast off class. That is one he talks about it all the time. He does them all the time. Some people look at them and go, ooh. But once you actually spend a few hours with Ethan, you'll have that completely mastered. You'll never go back to a conventional cast on or cast off ever again. I swear, after you've done that class. He's also doing his cabling without a needle class, which was massively popular from the years previous as well. So he's only just doing the 2 classes and repeating both of those twice. So then that way, if you think, oh, I want to do those, but you've got other classes you want to go to, you've got a greater likelihood to be able to stretch those out. So that's why we've done that. Same with Lib as well. She's got, what have we got there? We're doing Knit to Flatter. And Knit to Flatter is a class that is kind of like Knit to Fit 2.0, but actually really looking at your body shape and looking at how to actually make the most of it, how to select a pattern to actually make you look your best. Also too, colours, textures, gauge, all of those sorts of things. Speaking of gauge, she's going to do actually a swatch Svengali class. Some people look at swatching and go, ugh, or they come in here and then they have a knitting problem. And I can tell you one of the first things that we'll always say is, did you swatch that? And people will look, I swear, the eye rolling, there is eye rolling. She will actually show you and have you loving swatching. Swatching isn't the enemy. Swatching is your friend. And if you've not made a friend with swatching, if you do not understand the absolute joy there is in a swatch, she will actually get you on track with that and actually show you what a Rosetta Stone of knitting that swatch actually is. The amount of information that you have from that tiny piece of fabric that will completely recreate and make your knitting absolutely amazing. So that's some of the classes she's doing. What else have we got? There's other classes as well. Lisa is doing some new classes too. She's coming back with her Latvian braid and I-cord, which was a huge hit last year. She's also doing a number of, again, embroidering and stitching classes. So she's doing an embellishment class. Now, that embellishment class works really well with Cheryl's mending class. So if you're really liking the idea of Cheryl's mending class, I strongly recommend that you dovetail the embellishment class of Lisa's. They're at different times. The 2 of those together work really, really well together, because there's techniques that you'll learn in Lisa's class that you can apply to things that you learned in Cheryl's. So I think that's a really good tip, pro tip. She's also doing a Kitchener stitch and knitting on your stitching. Kitchener stitch is one of those things that is people have a love-hate relationship with. I have a love-hate relationship with it. To make you feel any better, after all these years of knitting, I still have to watch the video when I do Kitchener stitch. So you are not alone, but she will take you through the advantages of Kitchener stitch, how to get that Kitchener stitch running, getting it all working in places that you can actually use it. And, it really is a technique that takes your knitting to that whole next level in terms of finish and professionalism. So, as I said, there's some great, great classes. Masterclass this year is Ethan. We're calling it Gender Bender, but we're being a bit cheeky, tongue in cheek on that. What we're meaning about that masterclass, though, is in terms of having a class where it doesn't matter what the gender of a design was made for, how to actually best fit it to whoever's body that you're knitting it for. Ethan is famous for knitting designs that are traditionally written by women for women, but actually making adjustments so it can fit a very large male body like his. And as he said, men's bodies and women's bodies are not created the same. We have different things in different bits in different places. And he said, you've got to acknowledge that and embrace it. But it doesn't mean, he said, that you can forget, you can limit yourself just to men's or women's patterns. Men are often forgotten in the design realm. There's not a lot of men knitting out there specifically for men or designing for men, or even women designing for men. So he is going to sort of show you some of how you can actually design for a man in your life. I know that him and I have talked about this ad nauseum, because I know when I go to knit for my husband, there are things and considerations that even if I'm doing a men's pattern, because his shape is so different to the archetypal shape that's often depicted in standard patterns. So how to actually make sure that if you're knitting for your man, it fits, or if you're a man yourself and you're knitting for yourself, that it fits, and it fits perfectly. Or something catches your eye and you think, oh, I quite like the look of that, and it's published for women, how to actually make some subtle changes to it to best fit a man, and vice versa. As a woman, you may see something and you think, oh, I love that cardigan. It's designed for a man. That's okay. What do we have to consider for us as women to make this best fit for us? How do we consider things like boobs and hips and all those sorts of things? So that is a full day immersion class, and that is on the Thursday the 22nd. I think it's the 22nd. Yeah, it's the Thursday beforehand. So if you're coming into the Bay earlier, you can do that full day immersion class. And then we've got classes all day on Friday and Saturday. And then, of course, that's without getting into the shopping. And then there's the Lights Up movies been confirmed again for another year. I have shuttles running backwards and forwards here to Skeinz. And, of course, we always have another sale. So there's so much going on. So if you've never been to Knit August Nights before, and you're thinking, stop it, this year's going to be the year. Whether you grab some friends and come as a group, or even if you come by yourself. We have a lot of people that come solo for the first time. And you know what? If you come solo, make sure you let us know. We will help hook you up. We've got angels to help introduce you to other people, so you're not alone. You will come in knowing no one, and you'll leave with a whole bunch of new friends. It's a great way to meet up with your speakeasy friends. It's a great way to meet up with your wardrobe toolbox friends if you're on wardrobe toolbox, or if you're in the Get Flocked online. It's a great way to catch up with all those people as well. Delene's just laughing. She said, lol, I still have to consider boobs even in women's designs. I know. Yes, Delene, you do. That's the short answer to that. Actually, one of the photos I've got, and I think it was from Livy's class last year, and we were talking about bust darts and doing fitting for bust. And one of my angels, she's the queen of doing bust darts in her designs to fit the girls, and she gets rolled out every year. And every year I always wait for when she's got things sort of hung, and I take photos and she's giving me an evil look. I never publish them, I only do them for my own satisfaction, but it's loads of fun because it's this place and space that we can do all of this, and we can get all of these done and sorted and learn so much. And that's what it's about, isn't it? Expanding our creativity and having us send off into a whole new sphere. So Knit August Nights. Knit August Nights is the last weekend in August, the 22nd to the 25th. I think it's 22nd to 25th of August. I should know this. And registrations, more importantly, open on Wednesday. So Wednesday, which is May 1st. Always May 1st, 10 a.m. So if you are wanting to get registered on that, there'll be the link on the website. There'll be the link. I send it out through all the Knit August Nights socials and newsletters. If you're not on the Knit August Nights newsletter, make sure that you join up for that. So just go to knitaugustnights.co.nz, just scroll down the page and you'll see, I think, a sign in for the newsletter. So get yourself on that. And yeah, come along, join in the fun, learn something new and, meet some new knittery friends. That's what it's all about. So, I can't wait. I'm really excited about, I say this every year, but I am really excited about this year. Should be loads of fun. And we hold it, if you've never been before, I hold it at the amazing East Pier Hotel in Ahuriri. Ahuriri is the historic seaside suburb, portside suburb in Napier. It also happens to be my hood. I've lived in that little village now for nigh on 18 years. In fact, it's just ticked over 18 years this month. So they're all my peeps. I know everybody down there really well, and they love having the knitters in, and they really enjoy it, and they love seeing everybody. And essentially, I have it at a bar, restaurant, and conference centre right on the water. So even you may have seen in some of the socials, like literally the ocean outside the windows and things like that, you are having your event at the beach, and it's great. A little cool for swimming that time of year, but it really is fun. So go on, you want to kick in and have some fun. I'm also, Claire wanted to tell you that the yarn company, the Australian yarn company patterns, so that's Patons, Heirloom, Panda, all those patterns. You may notice if you jump onto the website, they have all been stocked up. So they arrived in at the end of last week, and she has stocked all of those up. So they are there, and there's actually a few new ones, hopefully, that we might get up in the next couple of days. And the Lisa Fs are on their way. I was talking to Lisa last week, and she was bemoaning the fact that her poor printer was groaning at the amount of patterns that we had ordered that she was getting out to us. So hopefully they will potentially be through this week or next, and we will have those up and restocked as well. So it's all good news. So it's time. This is the perfect time to get something cast on, everyone. This is what you want to be doing. I know you do. Until then, I will talk to you again on Thursday. Take care. Bye.